Hey everyone, I'm Amiena and welcome back to my channel, Amiena Inspired. For the last week and a half, I've been on a high, like this natural high of just having all these opportunities and great things happening. My students are graduating, life is opening up for me, and it's great, right? And so I decided to talk to you about things that are not so pretty, a part of my life that I buried for a long time. Because I think it's important that you and I build a relationship of trust. And I can't expect people to change and grow if they think for 1 second that there's a halo over my head. So I'm not an angel. I am going to be telling you about my past, drugs and alcohol, mostly drugs though. And I've accepted myself, and I want to make this video for anyone that's on this journey of recovery, or family and friends that are going through this now. I think living in Cape Town, South Africa, it's rampant, it's everywhere. So I'm going to tell you about me. So let's begin. You can see it's a bit difficult for me because it's nice to talk about all the good things, and my mother is going to watch this one day, and it's tough because even my immediate family, a lot of them don't know about my history of drugs. And I think it's important to be honest, because I've accepted myself, and part of changing and growing and being successful is admitting when you went wrong so you never do it again. And also you're able to help others. So I can't help other people if they think that I was born with a PhD in my mouth. So this is what happened. For nearly a decade, I was doing drugs. I was a functional addict, which means that I worked for my drugs. I was a walking manipulator / liar. So I lied to everybody about my level of drug abuse. Lots of my family didn't even know I was doing that for over a decade. So it's pretty bad. It landed up with me messing up my body, messing up my mind, ODing, being rushed to hospital, and that all those things did not make me stop doing drugs. Okay, so I'll let you know then what did actually work. So the first thing was I messed up my body. So I went from a healthy 53 kilograms to a very unhealthy 43 kilograms, which is the weight of one of my nieces right now, who's not even a teenager yet, I think. Or she's just become a teenager. So that's bad. That's pretty bad. And I remember one day, because I hadn't eaten for about 5 days, I was very proud of that. I started, seeing stars, and I banged against the wall, and I called up my baby sister's name, and she came, and she caught me. And when I came to, I saw the look of fear in her face and worry, and she said to me, you was light as a baby. And I was like, whatever, I'm fine, I'm still gonna do my drugs, That's what I said in my head. And then the next thing that happened was, in the series of, and it's so sad because now I'm studying neuroscience, so I know how the brain works, and now I know what I was doing to my brain. So what I was doing, I was killing my brain cells, and but worse than that even, because I was very aware, because that's how I am naturally, but I was aware during my high, and when I saw something particularly traumatic one night, I couldn't get anyone to help because everyone was high, and we were in a group setting, and it was so obvious that something was wrong, and I still feel that anxiety here in my chest, like a hand going over my heart, because I was like trying to tell people, look there, there's something not right going on there, like, please help. And they didn't notice because they were so high, and I was also scared. And so the only way that I could deal with it was to say, maybe it didn't happen, maybe it's just in my head. And a part of me felt like I was going to go crazy, and I actually feel nauseous right now as I'm saying this, because it was really traumatic for me. And I still did my drugs. And then the third thing that happened was that I started to puke like incessantly. I couldn't stop puking. And what I was puking out was pretty disgusting. It was like white, quality kind of material. Like, it looked like cells. And it looked like I thought it was the inside of my lungs. And I was remember puking into this packet. And then I was rushed to hospital. And the doctors put a whole lot of stuff in me and sent me home. And I still did my drugs. And so you may ask, what stopped me? Because I was doing it even if I was prepared to die for my drugs. That's how much I loved my drugs. Okay. So what stopped me was something really unexpected. One of my sisters had a baby. I've got 4 sisters. And when I picked up that baby, it was just so cute. And I was like, oh, this is cute. And in my mind I thought, oh no, I don't want to drop the baby, but also if my sister comes around more, I have to tidy up more because I can't have drug paraphernalia lying around. What if this cute baby ingested? So I started getting worried about the baby, not about myself at all. And my sister came to visit more and more often. I don't even think she knows till today that she actually forced me to like cut back on my partying because I knew she was coming. And it got to a point where I just couldn't have both. And this is the thing with druggies. At some point, and I was a druggie, that's why I refer to them as druggies. So at some point, you have to make a decision. Either you're going to have family in your life with no drugs, or you're going to have your drugs with no family. You can't have them both. And so I started to get to know my family. And it was so lovely. And you know the thing about babies, they have unconditional love. And what happened was, and this is a neuroscience behind it, I guess. So it was either dopamine or serotonin, but my body started creating its own love, drug. And I started feeling this thing called a natural high, which I feel now all the time. I'm on a high all the time. And I realized I can be happy without drugs. And that was a revelation for me. And like that, I stopped. I made a decision that was it. So it wasn't letting my family down or mentally screwing with myself or almost dying. It was a baby that made me change. So I don't know what it's going to be that'll make you change or your loved ones change. But there is something to be said about love and how that does help. It healed me. Something that was broken. So I have told you this because I sometimes find it scary. The most scariest thing in the world is for people to believe that they can't change their lives because then they're stuck. So I want you to know I changed my life. I focused on my studies, got my PhD, got a permanent job that I love, got married, happily married, 2 healthy kids. I travel a lot. I have lots of respect and from my students and from my family, so I'm living the life. And you can too. You just have to find that thing, whatever it is, that kind of weighs more than drugs. Otherwise, you're going to be that one member of the group. There's always one friend in the group that doesn't make it. And I don't want it to be you. So, like I said in each of my workshops, I'm standing in my truth. I'm so sick. Oh, I got so sick of standing in my lies. I couldn't even keep up with all my lies. So it's so much easier to be standing in my truth here and telling you that, you know what, there's a life after drugs. Natural highs are free and they feel freaking awesome. And you can have that life that you want. It is possible. Just do it. And connect on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever. Just connect because there are people out there that have walked your path and have succeeded and have lived to face another day. And I'm with you. Okay, so that's me. I'm Amiena, raw and all. And I'll chat to you soon. Much love.